Hello and welcome to Diaspora, the soul of a people. I'm your host, Maurice Dupard, and in this first part of the series, we are going to dive into the Haitian soul. In this first episode, we're actually going to discuss what it means to live between two worlds. For so many of us in the Haitian diaspora, identity is layered. It's the language we speak, it's the foods we crave, it's the stories we learn, the stories we carry, and the spaces we move through each and every day. But what happens when home exists in two places at once? Today, I'll share my own personal story of migration and belonging, and we'll explore how we hold on to our roots while learning to grow in new soil. And with that, let's begin. I arrived in the U.S. on a rainy October evening at JFK Airport in New York. My mother, who had been living in the U.S. a few years before me, picked me up at the airport, and we got on the subway and headed home. I'd never been on a train before, so the 9-year-old me, mouth open, was just in awe of all of the things that we saw, all of the things that I saw through these eyes. Monday morning, I was sent to school. I lived at 205 West 88th Street. My mother walked me the 2 blocks to 90th Street to St. Gregory's School, where, dressed in my brand new uniform, I joined my classmates. I joined a group of people that were very foreign to me. As a Black child living in a country where everyone looked like me, except for maybe the occasional tourist, I was amazed at how many tourists lived in this country. For the first time, I saw blonde hair, I saw straight hair, I saw red hair. And the little girl who sat in front of me, poor kid, had red hair. And I couldn't help but continue to touch her hair throughout the day. By lunchtime, the teacher had had enough of our bickering and fighting. Well, her bickering and fighting. I spoke no English and had no clue as to what she was saying to me every time she asked me to stop touching her hair. The teacher finally moved her to a different seat, thus creating my very first enemy in this new country, Gianna Giannini. Hated my guts from that day forward. She had been in that seat since September. I arrived mid-October, and I had her moved. What followed was a plethora of examples of sitting in a place where I didn't feel that I belonged, where I didn't understand the language, where I didn't look like the other people around me. At the end of the school day, a group of us marched back to 205 West 88th Street, my building, and we went up to the 9th floor to the babysitters. The babysitter was Cuban, and guess what? Yet another language was being spoken. This one I recognized a little bit because my grandmother was from the Dominican Republic, and I understood or heard Spanish every now and again, and knew a few words here and there, but not very much. And what happened was I learned to adapt. Kids are resilient. I learned that when we went to Abuela's house or the babysitter's house, we spoke one way. When we went to school, we spoke another way. And when I went home, I spoke yet a different way altogether. Within, I would say maybe 9 months or so, I had mastered both English and Spanish. And that's how I became trilingual, and I'm still trilingual to this day. Fast forward that first experience, the school experience. Being a Haitian kid, going to high school, guess what? I was senior class president. Guess what? I was on the prom committee. And of course, I went home and told my mom, hey, I'm going to the prom. Prom? What's prom? And I explained it's a dance where all the kids from my class would be there. The teachers would be there to chaperone. Oh, and by the way, and this is where I talked way too much, I get to go with a boy. All hell broke loose. What boy? Do you have a boyfriend? What is this? I don't send you to school to go dancing. I don't send you to school to make friends with boys or to have boyfriends. So, of course, my mother's solution was to have her and my stepfather accompany me to prom. How do I explain that to my American friends and my American schoolmates whose parents allowed them to play outside as children, go to prom, go to school dances, wear makeup? And thus was the continuation of a long journey of me as an immigrant child, straddling the two worlds, trying to explain to my parents the American way while respecting and observing the Haitian norms and culture that they had come to the U.S. with. What I learned was that unbeknownst to many of these parents, the norms in Haiti were also changing. But because they weren't there when these things were happening, we had to live by the rules that they grew up with, which dated back to the 40s and the 50s. And so, where is home when you belong in two places? How do you balance your Haitian roots with life in a new country? Constantly code switching as needed. And add to that the complexity of being Black in the U.S., keeping a culture alive and redefining the concept of home and explaining that concept to those who may look like me, but were not having the same experience as I was. So what I'd like to leave you with is a couple of practical tips on belonging to multiple cultures and still feeling whole, still feeling like yourself. Number one, introduce the new culture to your family, to your friends, to the people around you. Food is the great common denominator across all cultures. Everyone has a rice dish. Maybe learn a new recipe. Maybe learn a new rice dish and introduce that to the people that you're meeting. Number two, language. What is one thing that is very commonly said in your language that you can share with someone else? For example, in Haitian culture, sac passe is the biggest thing that everybody learns, right? Sac passe just means, hey, what's up? What's happening? And there's several ways to answer that. You can say, nous là, we're here, we're good. Na boule, meaning, hey, we're grinding. Or you say, tout bagay en forme. Or you say, en forme, meaning I'm in great shape. Not physically, but mentally and psychically, if you will. The last tip that I will share is music. Again, another great unifier of cultures and people. Share Haitian music. Share Haitian dancing. Share whatever it is that makes your people move, that makes you move. And I'd like to leave you with something that I'd like you to practice. Home. What's your definition of home? How do your senses adjust to different stimuli in response to changes in your physical environment? What does home feel like? What does home smell like? For me, home feels like hearing the sounds of my uncles and my stepfather playing dominoes and slamming those dominoes on the kitchen table. What does home smell like? For me, home smells like soup joumou bubbling on the stovetop on January 1st. It smells like bananes pesées and griot, some of my favorite foods. And what does home sound like? For me, home sounds like compas. Home sounds like hearing somebody yell at somebody in Creole. Hearing my mother saying, "Gade," meaning look at here. So discuss one cultural ritual, music, or proverb with your friends that keeps you connected to Haiti, that keeps you connected to the diaspora. What's the dish, right? So how do you stay connected with Haiti? As a Haitian American, as a Haitian transplant, how do you stay connected to your culture? And thereby, how do you stay connected to yourself? Thank you for listening to Diaspora, the Soul of a People, Haitian Soul. I'm Maurice Dupard, and I hope this conversation helped you to reflect on your own journey on what home feels like for you, what home sounds like, and what home means to you. And before we go, I'd love to hear from you. How do you stay connected to Haiti, to your culture, to yourself, to your family? And share your reflections with me in the comments or tag us online to join the conversation. You can watch this episode on YouTube or listen on all major podcast platforms. And until next time, stay rooted, stay proud, and remember, all soul travels wherever we go. Thank you.